Welcome friends to my YouTube channel. My previous discussion was regarding safety on board. So same thing I will continue today regarding electrical safety. Because as you know that for moving a ship we need main engine, but to run main engine we need the auxiliary power, that is the electrical power. So we have to generate electrical power on board. For that we are having generators. Number of generators depends on the capacity of the vessel. If it is a big vessel, the capacity of the generator will be more and the number of generators will be more. So according to the power, we fix up the generator. Now this generator generate electrical power and running all the auxiliaries. So since there is an electrical power generation is there will be some accidents also, electrical shock or electrical burn or some equipment damage, all these things will be there. So all these things are taken care by an electrical officer on board. He is assisted by the engine room officers and crew. So actually he is responsible to take care of all the electrical machineries. Now on a ship we generate electrical power by auxiliary generator. From this generator the electrical power comes to the main panel which is in the control room through heavy gauge of copper wire, heavy dia copper wire, and it coming to the incoming busbar. This is a new term to you. Busbar is nothing but a copper flat bar of different sections. Maybe for example it may be 2.5 inch by 10-12 millimeter. It depends on the amperage of the generator. So there will be 4 busbar, one for 3-phase, 3 incoming busbar with 1 neutral, and then there will be an ACB, that is nothing, air circuit breaker, it is a switching on, and there will be an outgoing busbar. So there will be 2 sets of busbar, and in between there will be an electrical switch. So once the generator starts, so the power will be coming to the incoming busbar. On switching the ACB or air circuit breaker, power will go to the outgoing busbar, and from there throughout the ship it will distribute the power, suppose for compressor, purifier, lighting, communication, engine, ship's crane, etc. So in the panel board there will be a main power switch, and for each machinery there will be a small panel. From there the main power, if the main power is on, so from the bottom you can switch on the power of the particular machine. So this is the electrical system on board. Now since we are handling electricity, first thing as I told you, there is a shock, that is a very severe thing. As the voltage increases, as you know that V is equal to IR as per the Ohm's law, current into resistance. So with the increase of voltage, current also increases. Another thing is there, I will just in between tell you, that resistance and conductivity. Resistance means which resist flow of electricity. Resist. Don't allow to flow electricity. And good conductor means which very easily allow electricity to pass through. So now our body resistance is there. But this resistance comes down if we are sweating using wet safety shoe or wet boiler suit. So our body resistance comes down. And since the body resistance comes down, so naturally the current flow will be more. So there is a possibility of shock. To prevent shock, we have to maintain our body resistance by using dry boiler suit, dry safety shoe, and especially while we are handling electricals equipment, we should have a high voltage electrically insulated rubber gloves. This is a must. So for electrical job, the PPE is that these 3 items: dry boiler suit, dry safety shoe, and electrically insulated rubber gloves. With that, whatever the boiler suit and helmets are there, it is there. So these are the PPE. And another thing, while you are doing electrical job, because you know metal is a good conductor of electricity, so please remove your watch, ring, bangle, etc. any metal items from your body. So now I am coming on the safety part before you doing the work. Now first of all, you are having a proper PPE, remove all these metal parts, then switch off the panel. Suppose you are doing some work on a motor, electric motor, or in some particular line, electrical line. Switch off or isolate that instrument or that line from the main switch and put a notice that main at work, don't switch on. That is the first thing. And inform everybody in the engine crew or engine room, whoever is there, that not to switch on the breaker until and unless electrical officers inform you. Now, while you are opening or doing some electrical work, with proper PPE, stand on a dry wooden block or thick rubber mat, because rubber is a good insulator and seawater is a very good conductor. Remember these things. Rubber, wood, they are very good insulator. Copper, metal, seawater, they are very good conductor. That is, electricity can flow very easily. So to prevent any mishap, so you must stand on the wooden dry platform. And then by a tester you see that due to some reason whether any other source of supply is there on the equipment. Make sure then you open or start work. And another thing, while doing electrical job, you should keep a standby people with you. Whether electrical officer should ask for somebody, he should be standby. Now in this regard, I'll just give you a small incident. It happened in my life. There was some leakage in the freshwater plate type cooler. I will come to that, what is plate type and other cooler, I will come afterwards. So seawater was leaking and my fitter was there. We are unable to stop the leakage. So he said that with the welding he will do that. As you know that if you take little care and with some means, you can do little bit of patchwork on the, if the seawater, if the water comes also you can do. It is possible. But you need some special tricks and some experience. Anyway, the fitter was good experienced and he was doing the welding. And I was standing and helping him. But on that day there was an accident. But before that, I kept one man standby near the welding machine switch. I told him that without my information you should move, and if you find anything, immediately put off the power. Before starting doing this thing, I informed the welder also and the person who was helping. So what happened, he was doing the welding and I was just holding him and seawater was falling. His boiler suit was wet, safety shoe was wet, as well as my boiler suit was also wet and safety shoe was wet. And I don't remember whether I was holding him by body or I was holding the ladder, I don't remember. But suddenly he got a shock. And immediately I also got a shock. But this man whom I kept standby, he said something and immediately put out the power. And that day we saved. So please remember, this is fact. So while doing this sort of electrical job, you must be very careful. Think before what all precautions you should take. Now friends, I will be discussing in my next video about electrical measuring instruments, what we use, and hand tools, what we use for electrical, and the measuring tools, and where it is fitted. Just remember, like as I told you, that in the main panel where the power is coming, there each generator, suppose there are 4 generators, so 4 individual generators, there will be ammeter, voltmeter and kilowatt meter and frequency meter. It will be there. Because suppose one single generator is running, then how much it is generating or how much amperes we are drawing, what is the voltage, what is the frequency, and how much power we are consuming, all that indicates. So in the main panel, all these meters are fitted there. And similarly, to the particular pump or machine, there is also a ammeter and voltmeter fitted just to check. So all the instruments are there. And there is also measuring instruments like multimeter, megar, for insulation, all these things are clear. So regarding that, and another thing, next video I will discuss about the emergency generator, because as I told you, that generator is the heart of the ship. So once the total blackout is there, that we call as a dead ship. That means we are unable to start any generator. Then complete failure is called a dead ship, blackout. Anyway, I will come all these things afterwards in my next video regarding instruments and other things. Goodbye. If you like this video, you can share